How to boost your Pinterest in 2022 using Tailwind. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Bridget. I am from Bridget Michelle Design, and you may know me as the Procreate Queen on TikTok. I have a course coming out soon called Procreate for Beginners, but I just want to talk to you guys a little bit more about the business side that I have been working on over the last year and a half. So once my TikTok kind of started to grow, I knew that I wanted to grow on different platforms. And I've heard that using Pinterest could help make those things kind of explode a little bit more. So last year, in April of 2021, I started out using Tailwind to help grow my Pinterest. Right here, I had 2 followers, and I'm pretty sure one of them was my own account, and 10 monthly views. And now today I have 4.9 thousand followers, and I'm getting almost 200,000 monthly views. So I've come a long way. I have taken a lot of breaks. If you guys have been following my journey on TikTok, you know that I took a break almost from July until December of last year. So I get burnt out pretty easily, which is why I love Tailwind, because I wanted to be able to batch my content, and now that I'm getting more into blogging, I want to be able to share that a little bit more easily. So Tailwind is really great, especially if you have a blog, because it's just sharing those static pins. So let's go ahead, dive right in. I'm going to be showing you all the behind the scenes of how I use Tailwind. And I'm going to be showing you a quick tutorial, a long, lengthy tutorial of all the back end stuff, everything that you've been wondering how to use Tailwind. I'm going to be going over it all. Let's get going. When you first log into the home screen, this is Tailwind's kind of overall what's going on here. Up here in the top right hand corner, you will see your monthly post allowance, which right now I only have 8 out of 1,000 used. And if you go into their upgrades where you can see all the different plans, right now I'm on the advanced plan where I have 1,000 posts a month. But I would go ahead and just get started with the free plan. You get 20 free posts a month. And if you're just repurposing your content to Pinterest, that'll be plenty to just test it out. So give it a shot. Check out the link in my bio, and you can get started today for free. So there's 2 different ways that you can really get going to create designs. So the first way is that you can upload media and you can kind of start everything from scratch, or you can create designs. And for right now, this purpose of this video, I am going to create designs because I'm going to use Tailwind to create my pins, which is something I hate doing. So while that's loading, I am going to come over here and grab my blog post, which is how to boost your Pinterest using Tailwind. So we are talking about Tailwind right now. And I've written a whole blog post, gone over this in kind of a long form format. If you are into reading more, you can check this out. This is also in the link in my bio as well. But so if we go back over to Tailwind, now we were on the home screen before, now we're in Tailwind Create. So before you get started, you're going to want to have your brand setting all set up. So this is putting in your brand info, like your website or your brand name. Right now, I just have bridgetmichelle.com. I have the fonts that I want. You can also add your own fonts. And then I have my color palette that I use on my branding, and my logo updated here. So have this kind of set before you start designing, and it will make your life a lot easier. I promise. So go over here. Now I grabbed that URL from my blog post, and I'm going to paste it right in here. And this is where the magic happens. So Tailwind automatically pulls all the pictures that were in your blog post, which are right here, and they pull those out. And then what they do is they import the text, like the title of your blog post. They'll pull the title out, and then obviously you have your color palette, your branding, whatever you want to use. So I have it on my branding right here, already set. And then down here is your branding, where if you want it to display your website or your brand name, if you don't want it to display anything, it will take that off, or you can just have your logo be displayed. But I like having my website. So that's just to purely start out everything. Now I could just very easily pull this picture into it, but it kind of makes it look a little funky having like the double writing. And plus I don't want this to be my picture. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to come over to stock photos. And since I'm talking about kind of like Pinterest, I'm literally going to type in Pinterest and see what photos come up. So let's see. I just want like a cute aesthetic type picture. So maybe we'll go with this one. And since it thinks I have two, so I'm actually going to pull this one out. And now it just has that. Let's see, are there any iPhone ones? Okay, maybe I'll do this one instead. Oh, I like that. When you're getting started, I think it normally always goes directly to pins, but if you click these things here up at the top, you can check out feed posts, which is for your Instagram feed. So it can create your Instagram feed post for your blog. You can even create a stories graphic, and you can create a Facebook feed post, which this is literally amazing. Like it takes all the design out of it that you have to do. So for this purpose right now, I'm going to pick 5 pins that I really like, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with them. I actually do like this one because it's just kind of simple. And the only thing I don't like is I want to shuffle the colors. And sometimes you can shuffle the layout to be a different layout. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay, I like it at the top, but I do like that color better. So we're going to select that one. So that's one way, even if you see one that you're like, oh, I like it, but I don't love it, you can shuffle the layout and see how it will change. And if you have one there that you like better. So this is such an amazing tool. It literally just takes all the design process out that you already hate to do. Unless you're one of those crazy people that really like to design things, which sometimes I am, but a lot of the time it just takes so much work. So I'm going to go ahead and pick 5, and then we will move forward. Okay. And so now that I picked my 5, it says selection reminder. You can select up to 5 designs at a time for an idea. So now that I have my 5, I'm going to go to review designs. And this is kind of just a secondary, like, here are all of your designs. And now if you want to make more changes, this is where you can easily look at them all and make changes. So I'm pretty comfortable with all of these. So I'm going to go ahead and go to schedule designs. And I'm going to be posting this to my Pinterest account. So I'm going to hit confirm. And now it's going to bring me over to the design portion. I mean, the editing portion. So for most of these, all the titles are going to be the same. And then pretty much all of the pin descriptions are going to end up being the same as well. So I'm going to pretty much just type in one pin description. I'm going to use a bunch of keywords. And then from there, I will kind of like copy and paste that into all 5 of them. So if you want to edit them, you tap on them. Okay. So now that I have my description and I have a bunch of keywords that I want it to pick up on just for helping with SEO and stuff like that, I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste this into all of my other pins. And so it already has my titles already in these, which is great. It already has the URL in all of these as well. And so now the last thing for me to do is to go to the pin destination, which for me, I am going to create kind of a group of boards that I want it to save to. So I'm going to create a new list. We'll take that one off. Create a new list. This is going to be small biz help. Okay, now I'm going to save my list. And instead of just typing my boards, what I will do is I just go to my save boards list and I'm going to click that. Boom. Now we'll add this one pin to all of these boards, but here's where the real magic comes in. So I'm going to click, let's see, we'll do, tonight at 10:57 p.m. I always use a smart schedule because they have done basically all the research that has been needed to be done based upon like a bajillion pins and what times work best. So I'm going to pick this, but look what this does. So the schedule preview. So additional boards are optimized to pin weekly. So instead of like blasting out all these pins at the same time, now it's going to, on a weekly basis, pin this pin once a week to each of these boards. So now this has been beautifully placed out, and we're going to do pretty much the same thing for all of these, but I'm going to pick a day later on each of these ones. So I don't want it to post this one tonight also, because I want this to have lots of room for growth. So now that I'm done, I have inputted everything. Everything is scheduled out. The only thing I have to do now is go ahead and hit schedule post. So boom. And the last one, I just want to show you one more thing. So another big part of Tailwind is these communities, which is over here on a tab. In the left side is communities. So I'm not going to get into that today, but this is something really neat where basically you're in a community of other pinners. They pin their stuff and you repin their stuff to your boards. Your stuff is getting kind of shared organically to their audiences and vice versa. So this is a really neat way to kind of like spread your growth and also help out other people. But I am not going to do that today, but that just is an option. Like once you join a couple of communities, you can click this and you can pin them to the boards as well. But you just have to be mindful of their requirements. Like for every one pin, you need to repin someone else's. So just make sure you read the rules and you're not abusing that in here. So I'm not going to use that today though. So I'm going to just go ahead and schedule my last post. So now I have a lot of pins scheduled out, but let's see where that first one is right here. So here's the first one that we did, and you can see here that it has not been scheduled or not been done because it doesn't have a green check mark. So these are all ones that were done yesterday. They all have green check marks. This one only has the little clock. If you want to see like weeks out in advance though, this is where they are. Here's that same one getting posted to a different board in a week. And then let's go again, a different board in another week, and it goes out like 5 weeks or whatever it was. So that is just something that's really neat about Tailwind. I really love just how easy it has made posting to my Pinterest. The only downside that I have found is that the only thing that you really can't create, unfortunately, is idea pins. So that is kind of a big downside to me. You can upload videos, and so that is something if you just want to upload a video pin, you can do that. But it's still adding it as just a pure video pin, not an idea pin. And I'll show you the difference on my Pinterest. Okay, so like right here is beautiful photo of me. But this is a story pin, and pretty much nearly everything up here is story pins. So when I click on it, it kind of has, even though this is just like a somewhat static image, I've made it into a story pin by having like the little animated stuff. But the one before that, this is just a TikTok that I repurposed. And so I repurposed this into a video pin. And so there's kind of two downsides. So all of these are video pins. I definitely get like way more reach on my idea pin. Sorry, I keep saying video pins. I get way more reach on an idea pin than I do on my just regular pins. So down here is like my other pins section. So this one I pinned through Tailwind. It is a video pin, but it only has 7 plays and no repins yet. So it's a different way to kind of look at it. I think Tailwind is really great for posting these kind of like static images, especially of like bloggers and blog posts and stuff like that. You see a lot of these type of images. And that's where I've been starting to get into blogging more. And so I'm posting more blogging content on Pinterest, which is great. And the best part about that is that when you upload a video pin through Tailwind, you can always link a URL to it. So when somebody goes now to my Pinterest and sees this video,
it goes back to the original.
They can click this, where they go to the link, and now it's going to pull them to where I want them to go. So I want them to go to my website and check out my resources. So that is one thing that you can do through here, and gives you the advantage that you're giving them somewhere to direct to. However, a video pin does not have that option. So there is no way to link a website on your video pins, which I really hope Pinterest changes this, because that would literally be a game changer. And I'm frustrated that they don't have the same attributes of like video pins, but that's okay. So those are just the two differences. Like an idea pin, you cannot have a website linked to your idea pin, whereas a video pin that you post more organically from Tailwind, or if you just like uploaded a pin, you can add a website. So those are the two major differences. But ultimately, like if you're just purely reposting your content, and if you want to like upload your TikTok and you want to post it out onto a couple of different boards here and there, yeah, blah blah blah. And I want to, after people see this, I want them to be directed to my website and go to my resources page. So, and then I'm going to do it under Procreate tutorials. And so this is all about actually a video of how to get more exposure for your TikTok through Pinterest by using Tailwind. This is a video that I posted like last year and when I started using Tailwind. But I'm going to go ahead and click, let's say we'll do Saturday, and now it's going to smart schedule it out. So that is something that's really neat, is that it'll repost this video just a bunch of times on all these. Whereas if you just upload one video pin to Pinterest, it will not like repost it over and over again. So that is a lot of info here. I hope you guys understand how to better use Tailwind now through the Tailwind Create, or how to upload media and the differences. But if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. And if you guys want to try out Tailwind Create, click the link in my bio or down below, and there is a link where you guys can sign up and create a free account. Thanks.